Hello YouTube, this is ChardarYuGiOh, and today I want to talk about Nekroz and how hyped they are in the TCG, and if they will be as devastating to the TCG meta as they have been in OCG and how most people predict they will be. Now, the main argument against Nekroz is that they're kind of comparable to Dark World. Like, when Dark World first came out, everyone was complaining about how overpowered the deck was and that Dark World was going to be the new best deck. And the deck came out and it really didn't do anything. So the main issue Dark World had was, at the time, Dueling Network only played one game. You couldn't side on Dueling Network. And that was the only way. There was no DevPro. Back in my day, Sonny, we didn't have DevPro. But anyway, what the issue with that was that Dark World have a very powerful game one, but they easily lose to the side deck because there are so many cards that can be played against them. And Nekroz are kind of the same way. You have stuff that stops them from searching, Thunder King, Mistake, Shared Ride, and Deck Lockdown. Stuff that hits their grave, Macro, Defissure, Floodgates, Skill Drain, and Vanity's Emptiness. The Fiends, both Majesties and Vanities, stop them unless they can tribute them. Will tribute Majesties, and then Vanities just kind of shuts them down unless they get a Raigeki or a Snatch Steal. Then the other issue with Nekroz is, like Dark Worlds, their engine is huge. Like, you're talking just the core of your deck takes up 30-something cards, which makes it really, really difficult to side within Nekroz. So if your opponent's playing an anti-meta deck, like say your opponent's playing Evil Swarm, then your opponent can side in 20+ back row cards to stop you. You can side out maybe 1 or 2 cards that stop back row, otherwise you just hurt Nekroz's consistency to the point where they can't really be played. And so they can't counter side in that way, and they can't play defensively because there's just no room in the deck for back row cards to defend until they get a good hand going. And the deck, since it doesn't play defensive cards like that, it's pretty easy to OTK Nekroz if you're playing something like Clifford or Burning Abyss. Or Shaddolls, I guess. And with all that said, Nekroz are definitely on a much higher power level than Dark World. And I remember I'd been only playing competitive for a few months when Dark World came out. So that was kind of, Agent versus Dark World was kind of my standard for competitive play. So seeing where the game is at now and just how powerful the decks have become since then is kind of saddening, and I hope they dial it back a little bit. But I'll adapt either way. But the main thing is Nekroz are probably still going to be one of the best decks just because of how overpowered they are. But I don't think they're going to dominate just because they are easy to side against and it's a very fragile deck. So post what you think down below and what you think is going to happen, and peace out, YouTube.